Welcome back. Well, pretty sure you know the feeling. You got some plans to do something and everything changed within a minute. Today I came home and the groupie reported the washing machine doesn't work anymore. So we took the cover off and thought, maybe drive belt or so. No, it's not. It's actually the motor. What happened is the brushes are down. It runs intermittent, but it also sounds like the rear bearing has it, so we're going to change the bearing as well. Now let's take that thing apart and have a look. Yeah, the most interesting one is how to get this. There is a speed encoder on the back, so I wonder how this comes apart, because we need to get that bearing out. Anyway, let's let's take it apart. It's pretty simple. Take the brushes out. They're probably screwed down with some screws down here somewhere. Take these studs out, pull it apart, job done. Then we check the bearings. I'm pretty sure I've got some bearings which fit. Yeah, see what we can do. As expected, they are end of life. Look at that. It's probably a millimeter. Looking out. The other one is not much better. Unfortunately, as always, I don't have the right size. I may have another place I can look for, but there's nothing. This is a bit too wide, but that's the only one I have. So we could grind that down, but no, it doesn't work. So let's take the motor apart, because the rear bearing is really noisy. Hopefully that's a magnetic. It looks like a magnetic pickup. I have no idea how this is actually mounted. I wonder if the shaft comes out or not. We'll see. Let's take it apart and see if the shaft comes out without damage here. So it's just these two bolts, one here, one here. We marked it already, so we know how it comes together. They smeared some locking lacquer or something like that on these ends. You need to brush that off with a wire brusher, so it's really hard because they don't move. Alright, let's try it again. Okay, so here we have it. It actually comes out. It's just a reluctor ring. This is a magnet. This is the pickup thing here. So it stays all in place. The bearing has it. It's dead. So we need to figure out how we're gonna get that reluctor ring off. Probably press it off with a bearing. I don't know. We also need to get rid of the pulley. I think it's pressed on. Let's see what we can do, because the front bearing is not much better. It has a lot of play in the shield as well. We'll see. It's probably extremely hard to see, but there is a spline on the back, so if we push the bearing off, that reluctor ring should come off without damage, hopefully. Yeah, I don't know if it's visible. Maybe out of focus anyway. There is, yeah, you can see some splines here. So this is probably just pushed on. We need to be careful not to damage it. And yeah, the front bearing is not much better. It's tough. I think it rotated once, maybe. Anyway, we need to look after the commutator a little bit while we're here, and just find some bearings. Well, I think we have that size. I'm not sure what that size is, but I think we have it as well. This one, I think it's just pressed on. Can't see anything else. Let's try it in the press and see what happens. So we set them in the press, and that should fit. and we just pump it down and see what happens. I'll do that off camera. Yeah, as expected, that reluctor is just a spline. Came off quite easy. Interesting, there is no... It's just pressed on that spline here. Okay, let's do the front one. I think we press it off altogether. I can't see anything. No pin. Nothing. Let's try it. Same way. Yeah, it came off at it needed a bit of force. I think it's heat shrinked. But it's a plain shaft. There's no spline on it. Nothing. So, and the bearing. Well, that's funny. I know there is probably a bit of a recess, but it's actually minimal. That bearing position is, yeah, I don't know, a bit random. The shaft is straight. It's hard to see how far it goes actually. Alright, let's clean that. Unfortunately no centers in the shaft. Yeah, I'm just gonna go over it with some sandpaper. Not much more, just clean it. And once we got the new brushes, we wrap some sandpaper around the opposite way around, so it's actually showing to the brushes. Then we just rotate it a little bit back and forth to bed the brushes in. That usually works quite well. Yeah, but we need new brushes first. Alright, let's put some new bearings on. I've got one. I need to find another one. That's the front one. I do have that size. That's a 6201. I should have one. This is shot completely. The problem is, if the bearing near the commutator is shot, you get all sorts of issues. You get brush fire because everything is moving around. So this thing has seen better days. Alright, let's do that. It's just great if you can rely on a supplier. My preferred bearing supplier, bearingboys.co.uk, sent me the bearings next day, so we can actually finish our washing machine motor. We also got the brushes. They're not cheap actually, because apparently this is a bit of an oddball machine, but we got some, and hopefully they fit. So let's fit the bearing and the brushes and fit it to the machine and see if it works or not. So we got it back on. This one we just started and then we just punched it on the other side. Don't slam on this one with a hammer because it's all plastic. So just pushed it on, turned it around and hammered with a soft hammer on the other side, like so, on a soft surface. You don't want to have any hard stuff here because again there is a magnet inside. Look at that. And that's the speed encoder here, so the machine knows how fast it goes. If you reassemble brush motor like this, you need to make sure that at least the side where the brushes is are exactly oriented as before, because otherwise you may have issues with current draw and speed performance. Because if you rotate the brushes, or if you rotate the field against the brushes, you will have some issues. The characteristic of the motor is changing, so that's the reason why I marked it here. And also, if you look at these lugs, they were aligning with this welding. So always mark your motor before you take it apart. The front is not so critical; it's more an alignment thing. You may not be able to mount it, but the rear has to be bang on, otherwise it's not going to work. Okay, it's turning nicely. We give it a little bit of a whack at the front, just to ease out the bearing. Sits nicely. Okay, let's fit the brushes and fit it to the machine. And that's the difference between the old ones and the new ones. That's the old one and the But that's the old one, and the new one is that long. Yeah, if you fit them, you see here I've got a piece of sandpaper, 360 grit, and we just put that under the brush and just pull it through, and that eases the brush in onto the commutator, because we don't know if they exactly bedded in or not. We'll find that out. So we got a new brush mounted, and now you just pull your sandpaper back and forth a few times, 2-3 times is fine, and then watch the blackening on the sandpaper. If it's equal, it's fine, because I cut it as white, just as white as this one, so the groove in the commutator is fine. It's just to get the round exactly as it should be. Gives you less brush fire at the beginning, because they need bedding in for a while, and that's what you want. You want the black trace over the whole width when it's flush, when the brush is flush on the commutator. If you see only one side or stripes or whatever, you know you're not properly bedded in. You just do it a few times more. That always worked for me the last few decades. I never had any issues with that. Right, let's do the other one, and then we're done. So motor is fitted. We'll see if it works. It's interesting. The belt is a 5-rib belt, but I think the pulley got 8 ribs, so you can actually adjust how it runs. You aim for the middle. It's a 5M1309 belt, which is a bit of a finer ribbing than the car belts. When you do that, make sure you're not fouling anywhere. All the wires are out of the way. Okay, let's power it up and see what happens. Especially check for brush fire. Make sure all the wires are clear. Yeah, okay. That's all looking good. Make sure you, when you repair the motor, you put that rubber thing on top of it again. 90 degrees, that's what you want, easily. Not too much, otherwise you get a lot of tension on the belt and bearing. Alright, let's try it out, see what it does. Let's have a cup of coffee first. At least it's turning. No brush fire. It's dark, I know, but that's what we want. I'm gonna see if there's any brush fire. And there is none. Sounds good to me. Okay. The bearings are rumbling a bit. I think that the drum bearings may need something as well, but there's no brush fire. It's all dark. Sounds good to me. We've been running for a while. See it. Sounds good to me. Alright, another job done. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Until next time.